If you're over 40 and you're quietly panicking that you're way behind on your retirement savings, then take a breath. I need you to hear this. You're not alone, and more importantly, you're not out of time. I talk to working professionals, especially women, every single week who are in their 40s and 50s. They're working hard and they're doing their best, but they are carrying this quiet shame that they started too late. They think the window has closed, but what breaks my heart is that most of them are not as nearly as far behind as they think they are. The real problem isn't the number in your bank account. The real problem is that no one has ever sat down with you and said, okay, here is exactly what to do from where you are now. That's what this video is about. If I woke up tomorrow at 45 years old with little or no retirement savings, here is exactly what I'll do. Step by step, no jargon, no fluff. So let's get in it. If we haven't met yet, I'm Carla Deborah. I help working professionals and small business owners build a tax-free retirement supplementary income. So you can stop stressing about the future and actually have a plan you believe in. Before we get into step one, I want to say something I mean from the bottom of my heart. The simple fact that you've clicked on this video means you are already ahead of people who are ignoring the problem. Awareness is the very first move, and you are you've made it. So if you find this helpful, hit the like button so this reaches other people who need to hear this too. Now, here's what most traditional financial advice gets completely wrong when it comes to starting late. It assumes you have 4 decades to slowly build. It tells you to max out your 401k, diversify, and just be patient. And while that's great advice for you for a 25-year-old, it completely misses the point for someone starting in their 40s because at 45 you don't have 40 years. You might only have 20. That means your strategy has to be smarter, not just harder. You can't just save more. You have to save differently. And here is exactly how. Step one, stop beating yourself up. Start with honesty. The very first thing I would do before touching a single account or moving a single dollar is get completely, brutally honest about where I stand. Not where I wish I was, not where I'm embarrassed I'm not, where I actually am. That means sitting down with a cup of coffee and writing it all down. Every account, every balance, every debt, every monthly expense, every source of income. Most people avoid doing this because they're terrified of what they'll see. But here's the truth. You can't build a solid plan around a number you're too scared to look at. The moment you see the full picture, even if it's uncomfortable, you instantly go from feeling overwhelmed to feeling like, okay, I have something to work with. And trust me, there's always something to work with. But once you know your numbers, here's what most people do next and why it's the wrong move. Step two, stop relying solely on your 401k. The second thing I would do is take a hard look at my 401k and understand exactly what I actually own. Because most people in their 40s are throwing money into a 401k and just crossing their fingers that it's enough. I'm not here to tell you to stop contributing. I'm here to tell you that a 401k alone is not a retirement plan. It's just one piece of the puzzle. And here's why that matters so much when you're playing catch up. Your 401k is tax deferred. That means every single dollar you pull out in retirement gets taxed as ordinary income. So if you have $400,000 in your 401k when you retire, that $400,000 in your pocket, it's not yours. After taxes and after the government forces you to take required minimum distributions, whether you're ready or not, that number shrinks significantly. And if tax rates are higher in 20 years than they are today, that number shrinks even more. So the question isn't just how much do I have? The question is, how much will I actually get to keep? Understand tax deferred versus tax free. This is a step that changes the game for the people I work with, and nobody explains it in plain English. So let me break it down as simply as I can. Tax deferred means you pay taxes later. That's your 401k or your traditional IRA. You get a break today, but the IRS gets paid eventually. Tax free means you never pay taxes on that money again. That's your Roth IRA. But here's the secret. There are other vehicles also, ones that most standard financial advisors don't even bring up, that allows your money to grow completely tax-free, protected from the market downturns, and with absolutely no contribution limits like a Roth IRA has. I'm not going to deep dive into all of these today, but I want to plant this seed right now. If you're starting in your 40s, the last thing you want to do is to spend the next 20 years aggressively building a retirement account only to hand a huge chunk of it to the IRA the moment you finally need it. Starting late. Tax-free income isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Step 4. Close the gap with strategy, not just contributions. Now, here's what I see all the time. Someone realized that they're behind and their first instinct is to panic. I need to cut all my expenses. I need to throw every little extra dollar into my 401k. Hey, I get it. But more isn't always the answer. Smarter is the answer. Here is your secret weapon. Starting in your 40s, you have something that a 25-year-old doesn't have. You have income. You have life experience. You probably have more earning power right now than you ever have before in your life. The question isn't whether you have the resources, the question is whether you're putting those resources in the right places. At 45, you need growth, yes, but you also need protection. You need your money working hard, but you absolutely cannot afford to lose half of it in a market crash because you don't have the time to sit around and wait for it to recover. You need a strategy that does both growth plus protection plus tax free income. That is the holy trinity of catching up. Step 5. Build a legacy plan at the same time. This step most people save for the last, but it needs to happen right now. Legacy planning. I know that word feels heavy, but it just means this. As you build this new wealth, you need to decide what happens to it if something should happen to you. Who gets it? How do they get it? Will they even know where to find the passwords? Because here's the harsh reality. If you spend the next 20 years building real wealth and you don't have a plan in place, all your hard work could be tied up in probate court, eaten up by taxes, or just entirely lost. Building wealth and protecting wealth has to happen together. And the good news, setting this up doesn't have to be complicated to be done right. Listen to me. 45 is not too late. 50 is not too late. You have time, you have earning power, and now you know what steps you need to take. If you want to dive deeper into exactly how to build that growth plus protection plus tax-free strategies that we talked about in step 4, I have a link down in the description below where you can connect with me and my team. We can look at your specific numbers and help you build a plan you actually feel good about. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next video. You got this, and I'll see you in the next one.